Hi everyone and welcome back to Bonnie Astrology. Today we're discussing the new moon on May 19th happening in the sign of Taurus and what it means for your zodiac sign. This new moon brings an end to a very tumultuous and unpredictable eclipse season, and we begin again to set intentions. Seeds are planted that we want to grow in our lives, and with lucky benefic Jupiter recently entering Taurus, we can bet that the seeds and the intentions that we plant at the time of this new moon are going to grow abundantly. A little bit of housekeeping first. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for regular updates, and if you do want to book a reading with me, my books, I promise, are now open. I have been on a hiatus that was meant to only last a little while, but it's lasted eclipse season and Mercury retrograde. Just to review and just to reflect and just to recharge. I haven't been taking on any new bookings, new clients, or anything like that at the time, but I will be with this new moon beginning to take on clients, bookings, and all that kind of good stuff. You can get me at the email address listed in the description. It's the only place you can get me. I might take a couple of days to reply, but I will never reach out to you directly offering you a reading out of nowhere. Those are always scammers. Use your good judgment. It's happening every single channel. You know the drill by now. It's not just unique to me, but just be wary of it. So let's have a little look at the new moon in Taurus 2023. So this new moon in Taurus is happening on the 19th of May 2023, and it is happening at 3:53 p.m. GMT. So you can look up where that is, what time that is happening around for you, depending on where you are in the world. It will of course be different to myself if you're not in my neck of the woods. But this is going to be a new moon that is bringing an end to eclipse season. And what a lovely one to do it as well, because this new moon is in the sign of Taurus. Now Taurus is very grounded, very practical. It is very sensual as well. Taurus is an earth sign, and we have so much happening in the sign of Taurus at the moment. At the time of this new moon, the sun will be there. Of course, the new moon will be there. Mercury, that has recently gone direct, will be there. Jupiter will be there. Uranus will be there. And the North Node will be there. So we have an absolute field of cows happening in the sky at the moment. It's very practical. It's very earthy. It's very grounded. And it's asking us as a collective, regardless of your zodiac sign, to be present, to be in the moment, to be at one with nature, to sit in your garden and smell, taste, touch, indulge your senses. Picking berries from a tree, depending on where you are, exercise caution. I don't know where you live. Berries could be a bad idea in your garden. I don't know, but it's what you can smell, what you can hear, the bird song, the sound of the wind, the breeze in the trees. And if you don't have a garden, this is about going somewhere where you can be grounded in nature and embracing the beauty of the earth, being at one with the present moment, being at one in nature. Feeling very much in your body, bringing your attention back into your body, because eclipse season has been particularly chaotic. This is a time where we leave things up to the fates. We don't manifest, we don't take action necessarily. Things are typically happening to us rather than things that we ourselves are initiating. There's usually big destined events at play. And with Mercury being retrograde in Taurus, we've been reflecting on mentally how in the moment and how present we are, and how we do have, how grounded we feel, how present we feel in our bodies, how at home we feel in our bodies. And with Mercury retrograde in Taurus, we've been reflecting on value, money, what security means to us, knowing our worth, knowing our value, and how we're thinking about these things. So how you think how you think about yourself, how you think of what you have to offer, how you think about money, how you think about security. And you've really been reflecting in this area. What are your confidence levels like? How do you know your worth? What's your self-esteem like? Where are you placing value in your life? Where are you putting your energy and your time into? What are you investing into? What are you paying for, both literally and metaphorically? So we've been going through a process of review and a process of intense changes with the eclipses. So Mercury retrograde in the eclipse is a real time of review and reflecting while these changes are happening to us. And now this is the time to think about, okay, well, with what's happened, what I've learned, how my values have shifted, how my energy shifted, what do I want to start? Where do I want to plant seeds? What seeds do I want to plant? Do I want it to be an olive tree? Do I want it to be a lavender tree? Do I want to plant strawberries? What do you want to plant around this time? Because it will grow. With Jupiter having entered Taurus, the Taurus part of your chart where you're setting an intention now is likely to grow abundantly, to expand, and to be something that if you really place true value into it, it will grow beautifully. Your garden will blossom. And I do think for a lot of people, they're probably going to be spending time in the garden at this time, or even in your own kitchen, creating a herb garden or planting a tree for a charity, something like that. Really getting in touch with the earth, getting grounded, putting your bare feet on the grass, listening to sounds, whatever it is to bring you back into your body, because this is the type of new moon that says it's a wonderful time to set intentions for the future, yes, but the present moment is what we have. And what we're doing now does matter in terms of the future. You know, how we're tending to the garden depends on how it will grow and develop later on. You know, you don't just plant a seed and it becomes a beautiful big tree. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes watering, it takes nurturing. And with this new moon, we have a sextile from both Mars and Neptune in the water signs. Mars is still in Cancer at the time of this new moon. Neptune is in Pisces at the time of this new moon. And the watering energy, so sextiles are about support, so we're getting this supportive watering energy to the seeds that we're planting, which is what seeds need to grow. So Mars being our actions, with it being in water sign, we are actively tending and nurturing with Cancer, nurturing and caring for these new seeds and these new intentions. And with the sextile to Neptune and Pisces, there's kind of a spiritual transcendence, healing going on with this. You know, they do say that a lot of the time people do experience profound healing working with gardens because of what what is released from the soil when you're working with it can actually be very helpful in assisting with things like depression or mood issues. So a lot of people might be finding they just have this really intense urge to start a garden, to plant a tree, to start growing their own food, to making a herb garden in their kitchen, as I say, or to spend more time in nature, to volunteer for an earth organization, you going out planting trees for a school, for example. Whatever it is, a lot of people are going to be really feeling that call to tend the garden, as it were. And again, that can be literal, it can also be metaphorical with the seeds that you're planting. If you want to know what kind of seeds you should be planting, do watch for your rising sign in the horoscope portion. But this is a time to embrace that grounded reality rather than feeling as chaotic in eclipse season as we have been feeling. You've been doing a lot of review, no doubt, in the Taurus part of your chart with Mercury there. So based on what it is that you now know matters most to you, what value you place on things, what you think is growing, what isn't growing, what you would like to grow, what you would like to develop, based on themes of security, stability, and even luxury and quality. If you're buying something around this time, you're going to be wanting to buy it because it is quality rather than something that is perhaps going to break. You know, or you're wanting to invest in something like a really, you know, people say to invest in your basic pieces in a wardrobe, like invest more money in a white shirt than in a, I don't know, a pair of dungarees you're not going to wear very much. It's that kind of energy. You're investing in something around this time, something that is luxury, something that is quality in some area of your life. And that can be, of course, not necessarily just through money. That can be investing your time in something that you want to build to last, creating something you want to build to last, and something that is sustainable. With this being in the sign of Taurus, it is quite a good new moon to get your finances in order, to set financial intentions, money intentions, to maybe open a new bank account, to open a new savings account or something like that, make new financial moves based on wanting security, comfort. So it's more the energy, I think, of opening a savings account or setting up a new plan when it comes to savings, if you're in a position to do so. With all this earth and all this water energy, I do feel like there's a very nurturing feeling with this new moon that's very supported what it is that you're trying to do. And even that this moon is actually in a trine to Pluto. Now, trines to Pluto with new moons typically mean that they favor transformation and change is supported. The thing about this, and I will have a weekly video up that may be up before this new moon, I'm not sure. If it is, I will attach it, but there is a T-square happening with Jupiter, Pluto, and Mars. So with Jupiter freshly into Taurus, while Jupiter is at 0 degrees of Taurus, it is going to be forming a square with Pluto at 0 degrees of Aquarius. And then Mars is going to enter Leo, form an opposition to Pluto, and a square to Jupiter. The nodes in play form a grand cross energy, so there is still a lot of fixed intensity going on that can bring challenge. It can bring very dynamic energy where you may feel the push to do something. Now, I will get more into this in the weekly video, but what I will say about this is that with this new moon, we're setting intentions, we're planting seeds. Don't plant a seed and dig it up the next day to see if it's done anything. These things take time, and with these squares and oppositions, there may be a push. Things might come at you kind of fast from other people that are feeling a sense of urgency, that are feeling a sense of we need to change this now. And that might be internal because there's fear there with Pluto. There's fear coming in from Pluto. And Jupiter is the planet of faith. So we have faith versus fear here and seeing who's going to win out in this battle. But you can incorporate both energies. Again, I will get into this more so in the other video, but fear may be challenging your faith with these intentions, with these new seeds. Is this going to be too good to be true? Is this actually possible? Can I afford to do this? Can I risk doing this? Is this grounded? Is this practical at all? The sextile to Neptune means that for some of you, depending on where you are in your spiritual journeys, this new moon may be presenting new opportunities for you that are going to require a lot of belief and faith in what you can't necessarily see just yet. But I would say that it will be quite clear what the intention is at least. And as you know, when you plant a seed, you're not watching it if it's in the soil. There does come a bit of a belief and faith in what you cannot see. So there could be a bit of stress coming in with that fixed T-square. But this new moon is asking us to set intentions, to plant seeds, and to be intentful on what these new beginnings mean for you. Are they based in a place of security, stability, growth, potential? And with Taurus being an earth sign, are they healthy? You know, a lot of people are going to be thinking about their food with Jupiter being in Taurus for the next year, what you're eating, how that's making you feel, what you're ingesting, the relationship, particularly, I think with Mercury recently direct sextiling Saturn, the relationship between our mental health and what we're eating, vibrationally so. So I'm going to be pulling a tarot card for this new moon from the Light Seers Tarot to see what the collective energies are for this new moon in Taurus for all of us. The Empress. Very appropriate. And underneath is the Ace of Pentacles. That's so on point. Look, that's literally a seed. This is about planting new seeds, and the Empress is growing the seeds, growing the intentions. The Empress is a pregnancy card. So the seeds being planted and then growing and developing into something beautiful. The Empress is very Jupiter and Taurus. I have to say, with this new moon, there is the potential by the next full moon, 6 months from now, by the next full moon, or maybe for some people it's 9 months because the Empress is a pregnancy card, but I'm drawn to 6. The seeds and the intentions that you planted this new moon will have grown beautifully and developed by the corresponding full moon 6 months later. In fact, you might find that since November 2021, when the eclipses began in the Taurus part of your chart, that lunar eclipse in particular, I think it was on the same degree as this new moon. The losses that you've incurred with those lunar eclipses may give rise to something new that is going to grow with this particular new moon in that part of the chart for you, or just in general. It feels as though the seeds that are planted, the intentions that are set, the new beginnings, the people you meet, the things you begin, the relationships that you begin are going to grow and are going to develop in a way that is beautiful, that feels abundant, that feels quality. Quality is the word I think that comes up for this new moon quite a bit when I look at it. Beginning something new of quality that will grow and will develop and will be something that you can birth into the world 6 months from now with that Empress card. But that is what I have for the new moon in Taurus. I hope you all have a good one. Let me know what you're up to around this new moon. The horoscopes are listed below. Do watch your rising sign for most accurate results. But you can watch your sun and your moon as well for overall themes. Each sign will get a card, so do pay attention to what your tarot card is for this new moon in Taurus. I hope you have a good one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Aries, this new moon is happening in your second house of money, of finances, and income. So there seems to be some sort of new beginning happening in your financial life, Aries, whether that's that you're starting a new job with more pay, a new role with new pay. Perhaps you are going to be starting something new within your own business. If you have one, a new way of making money, a new way of bringing in money. There does seem to be a financial new start happening for you, Aries. And if there isn't, this is the most wonderful new moon to set intentions of what you would like to be earning, how you would like to be making money, the type of money that you'd like to be making. And it can also be that if it's nothing to do with finances, this could be a new beginning when it comes to your self-worth, your self-confidence, your self-esteem. And perhaps you're going to be beginning a new way of approaching your self-esteem. Maybe you're going to be starting to appreciate yourself, your time, your value more. And that might mean putting up better boundaries with other people, particularly family, because Mars is in your fourth house of home and family, and it's sextiling this new moon. So you can bet that the action that you're taking when it comes to home and family is supporting your new goal in the second house. The ruler of this new moon also in your fourth house. So you might be finding that if you are making new money, if you are making more money, you might be investing some of it into the home, into property, and into your family, whether that is that you're investing in new bedding, whether that's that you're decorating, whether that is that you're going to be getting a property, investing in a property, purchasing a property. Aries, it looks like there is some sort of new beginning happening for you financially. Let's see what your card is. The Seven of Wands. This card in this deck, it's very meditative despite the obstacles. So this is a wonderful reminder with this new moon, because your ruler Mars is going to be moving into opposition with Pluto, that there can be some tense energies around you. People can be confrontational, people can be frustrating, maybe particularly friendships, Aries. People around you can be challenging your viewpoint, your wishes, your aspirations. This new moon, it's a good time to stay grounded, to develop some sort of practice that helps you feel in the moment, feel rooted in reality, and perhaps with the Seven of Wands, it's suggesting that meditation could be the way forward. That's what I have for you, Aries, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi, Taurus. This new moon is happening in your sign. So, Taurus, we have a new beginning for you in your first house. Now, your first house is pretty packed. The sun's there, the new moon's there, Mercury's there, Jupiter's there, Uranus is there, and the North Node is there. This is all about you, and with the reflection you've done on yourself, the changes that have been thrust upon you, the switch ups you've been doing, the image changes you've been playing around with, the new approaches, now you're going to be feeling pretty optimistic because Jupiter is there in your sign. You're going to be pretty confident about the new beginnings that you're initiating. And this is the time to do it. This is a new moon to say, hey, I've been doing some reflection on what I want, what I need, how I style myself, how I present myself to the world. And I want to make some changes. I want to try something new. For some of you, this could be investing in very quality clothing, shoes, belts, shirts, skirts, whatever it is. You could be investing in something, maybe a luxury item for your wardrobe, Taurus, for some of you. Venus is in the third house. So you're going to want to express yourself. I kind of feel like for a lot of you, you might be doing more writing. Venus is in the third house. And because Venus is ruling this new moon, Venus is your ruler, the new beginnings that you're bringing in perhaps are surrounding you articulating yourself, writing, poetry, songs, communicating to an audience, communicating to your neighborhood. Maybe you're getting involved in something in your neighborhood, or with maybe extended family. But it feels, Taurus, like this new beginning is something that's very true to who you are. It's supported by Mars, also in the third house. So I feel like you're feeling brave to talk about what you want to do, what you want to experience, or what you're doing next, effectively. I really like this new moon for you. It's a wonderful new beginning, especially because you have so much going on the outer planets. I mean, my goodness. There's a very loose conjunction to Uranus, so this one isn't quite as shocking, but it feels as though you might still be trying something that is kind of out of the box, but it's remembering for you. It might seem new to everybody else, but it feels like you're remembering a part of who you are and expressing it now, Taurus. Judgment, absolutely. You're remembering a part of yourself and you're expressing it. You don't care if people are going to judge you or not. Jupiter is now in your sign, and Jupiter rules your 11th house, so I actually feel you're more likely to get fans than people judging you, to be honest. But with the Judgment card, this is about being true to yourself, waking up to who you are. It's a reckoning, it's judgment day, it's knowing who you are and who you've been and what you want to begin based on that, what changes that you want to make. And Mercury's still in shadow. If there's something you want to do that is kind of rooted in the past, something that you wanted before, that's okay too. These beginnings don't have to be brand spanking new, especially when Mercury is in shadow in the same house. So you could find that you're wanting to redo something for yourself, maybe an old style you used to have, an old aesthetic, or something that you would have loved to try but you never felt brave enough to try. Now you feel brave enough to try it with Jupiter in your sign, Taurus. But that's what I have for you. Talk to you soon. Gemini, this new moon is happening in your 12th house. Now, this is a place of retreat. This is a place of the unconscious mind, the subconscious. The 12th house is where we make the unconscious conscious. So we typically involve in practices such as spiritual retreats, meditation, shamanic journeying, whatever it is, Gemini, that you could be doing around this time. It feels like you're starting something new that's going to help you get to the root of maybe some self-sabotaging behaviors. Some of you could definitely be signing up for a retreat or deciding you want to spend some time away, spend some time by yourself. But I kind of feel like for a lot of you, this might be taking some time to retreat that could be kind of costly. You could be paying for this rather than just staying in your home. And that's because the ruler of this new moon, Venus, is in your second house. So I think you might be paying for a retreat or paying for a spa day or something that's just going to help you recharge, something that's going to help you reflect, maybe spend some time contemplating and thinking about what's going on for you, getting kind of comfortable in the silence. Mercury has been retrograde in your 12th house, so you might have been rethinking the way that you relate to spirituality, the way that you relate to your inner world, your intuition, those type of things. You've been reflecting on it, you've been rethinking it. And perhaps this new moon is saying, based on the reflections and the conclusions I've been coming to around this stuff, I want to try something new. I want to start setting some intentions, setting some seeds. And maybe some of you have seen something that works for you in terms of healing, and it's gonna be something you're paying for. Basically, you're putting your money into it. So maybe that is a shamanic retreat. Maybe that is that you're going on a trip abroad to spend some time by yourself and sort of heal from something or contemplate something. Gemini, this is a new beginning for you. So you're going to be, Jupiter now being in Taurus, you're going to be expanding spiritually in a huge way over the next year. You're going to be reflecting, you're going to be healing, you're going to be working through some stuff, connecting to the divine, feeling way more spiritual than maybe you have done before, and experiencing that profound relationship. Yes, I want, yeah. This new start, this new beginning, it's something that perhaps your rational mind or your logical mind is saying, I don't know, but I'm going to follow the signs on this one. There's a lot of symbols here, including Mercury. So you're really thinking about something that you're starting. You're trying to be very rational and logical with it. I will say, with your ruler still being in the 12th house and this new moon being in the 12th house and Jupiter being there, your intuition is going to get stronger, but this new moon might give you clarity on what this new beginning is actually going to be for you. I do think for a lot of you, it's going to be very highly spiritual with so much happening in your 12th house that it would be very hard to get away from unusual dreams, connecting with people that are maybe a bit more woo-woo than you're used to, connecting with new methods and modalities of healing your inner world to make your outer world the kind of reality that you'd like. Because it all starts within, as above, so below. So that is what I have for you, Gemini. I hope you have a good one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Cancer, this new moon is happening in your 11th house. This is an incredibly connected new moon for you. You could be making some new friends, you could be connecting with some new people, new groups of people, new teams. You could be networking at this time, and some of you could be deciding you're going to go after a wish or a dream of yours, something that you aspire to. And it seems very personal to you, Cancer, because Venus is in your first house. So you yourself are very attractive to new friends, to new teams, to new opportunities. You're coming across as your best self. And you're also feeling pretty confident with Venus in your first house in going after your goal and being ready to pursue it, being ready to initiate it, and being, optimistic and feeling good about yourself. Maybe that confidence and that self-love is actually pushing you to go after the dream or to network or to be more social. This is a pretty nice new moon to go to a party and look your best and feel your best, but you seem to be connecting with people, Cancer, who are going to be a big part of your journey. So if you're wanting to manifest friendships, new connections, new social networks, this is the time to do it. Do pay attention to what new friends, teams, or people are around you at this time, because there's probably someone in there that is going to help you grow quite a bit now that Jupiter is in your 11th house as well. I love Jupiter in the 11th house. I wish, I just think that was my favorite transit. It's always my favorite transit, I think. I do like Jupiter going through the 11th house. It does present you with a lot more opportunities for wish fulfillment and excitement, and opportunities to mingle, to meet friends. In saying that, my Jupiter in the 11th house transit was during the pandemic, and I still made friends. I still made connections. So here we go. Let's get you a tarot card. 9 of Cups. The Wish card. Do you believe me? That's pretty serendipitous. The Wish card. You're getting a wish come true with this new moon. Perhaps it's manifesting at the time of this new moon. Perhaps it's just starting to manifest, but Cancer rising in particular, but also Cancer sun or Cancer moon, whoever's watching this, because this is the tarot, especially Cancer rising because of the astrology, you seem to have a wish manifesting. With Jupiter going through the 11th house, a dream will come true. It'll point you in a new direction. It's destined. You have to lean into it. It's going to help you expand. It's going to help you grow, and you're going to feel pretty good about it. But that's what I have for you, Cancer, and I will talk to you soon. Leo, this new moon is happening for you in your 10th house of career and public image. Leo, it's very likely for a lot of you that you're beginning some sort of new path professionally, whether that is that you're entering a new industry, you're adding something new to your business, you're starting a new job, you are going to be getting a new role within your job, a new role within your work, you're trying something new. We have so much happening for you in the 10th house, Leo, that career really is a big part of your destiny right now. Your public image is a big part of your destiny. This is a wonderful new beginning when it comes to your professional life that is going to grow and expand over the next year. Jupiter going through the 10th house in particular is going to bring a lot of recognition and opportunity to you to expand your business, to expand your career, to expand your public image. Now, Venus, which rules this new moon, is in the 12th house, so this might be something that you're working on a bit privately. Could be behind the scenes, it could be something kind of secretive, something that you're not quite ready to show. Maybe you'll show it when Venus goes into your sign, which will be for a very long time because of Venus retrograde. Maybe you're ready to show it then. It's not quite the time. You're more planting the seeds right now, and that's okay. But just know that over the next year, you're going to grow your career. You're going to grow the path you're walking down. You're going to feel adventurous and exciting, and it's optimistic energy when it comes to your public image and your career, and you'll be feeling much more aligned with it, I want to say, and much more, you now know that it is growing. So say you were stuck in a dead end job for years and you weren't growing the way that you wanted it to, you're aligning with a new path, and you're like, do you know what, this is going to grow for me, this is actually going to move, this is going to develop, and I'm going to learn from this. You're probably learning quite a lot with Jupiter being in the 10th house, so you could be starting a new industry altogether that you have to study for. 10 of Pentacles, it's going to grow your finances too. It's going to grow your, I think for a lot of you with the 10 of Pentacles, you're wanting to leave behind legacy or generational wealth. You're wanting to maybe have a family and build a home, and it's linked to your business life in some capacity. That could be a family business you're taking over. Could be wanting to start your own business that maybe your kids will follow in your footsteps with. Whatever it is, Leo, it seems to be that whatever you're starting at this time will be long term, it will grow, it will develop, and it will prosper. That's what I have for you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising. So Virgo, this new moon is happening in your 9th house. This is exciting because Jupiter is now in your 9th house. So if you're feeling called to travel somewhere, to study something, to take a course, to take a voyage, to take an adventure, this is the time. If you're feeling called toward it, this is the time to start taking the first steps, to plant the seeds, even if they're small. You're likely going to be traveling a lot in the next year or have the opportunity to study. And these trips or these opportunities to study are really going to expand your life, expand your mindset. They're going to expand your belief system, your faith, your optimism. It's really going to be very positive for you, Virgo, with Jupiter going through the 9th house. And even if you're a Virgo sun, Jupiter and Taurus will trine your sun, and that's going to bring in a harmonious, supportive energy. So if you feel around this new moon that you want to go somewhere, you're looking at a country and thinking, God, I'd really love to go there, chances are you might in the next year. You might make that trip, you might take that voyage, and you might have an opportunity as well to go back to school or study something or take a course and certify in something you really want. This can also be the beginning of some sort of legal documentation or certification. With Venus being in your 11th house, I feel as though you might have opportunities to travel coming through friends, coming through networks, social groups, or it might be that you're meeting these people through traveling or through university or higher education, Virgo. So let's get you a tarot card and see what we get. We have the Six of Cups. Some of you are like, no, I don't want to travel. I just want to go at home, or I just want to stay at home. That's not where you'll grow. The Six of Cups is incredibly nostalgic. Maybe some of you, if you come from a different country to where you're living now, you're going to plan a trip back to see your family or something like that, Virgo. But I feel with this card in particular, with the Six of Cups, it feels as though perhaps it's asking you to let go of the past, of the way things have always been. Maybe it's keeping you stuck. Maybe it's keeping you stagnant, and it's wanting you to start branching out and taking a bit more of an adventure with Jupiter being there. With so much in your 9th house is pushing you to travel, to take trips. And with the Six of Cups, that can also be nostalgic and homesick. So maybe you need a little bit more balance between the two, or some way to, maybe you want to take a voyage with your family, because Jupiter actually rules your 4th house. So Jupiter changing signs into the 9th means that maybe if you feel homesick, it's best to take a trip with family or people in your family or something like that. But that's what I have for you, Virgo, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Libra, this new moon in Taurus is happening in your 8th house of other people's money. If you're in a relationship, if you're married, or you have a joint financial relationship with your partner, or with a partner, you might find that your partner is coming into some money. They are maybe doing better in work. You might be benefiting financially through a relationship or a marriage at this time, or it might be that you're perhaps with this new moon going to have some sort of new beginning when it comes to maybe a loan or a grant or something like that. And this could actually be coming from your work, because the ruler of this new moon, Venus, is in your 10th house of career. So this could be that you're getting some sort of benefit from your work. It could be that there's some sort of new financial beginning happening for you that is perhaps funded by your work. Something that seems to be other people's money and how that's benefiting you, Libra, is where this is happening for you. And with Jupiter being there, you're going to expand your finances over the next year because of other people, because of loans, mortgages, grants, your partner, your spouse earning more, for example. These things could all be happening for you over the next year with Jupiter now being in Taurus. I feel with this new moon that perhaps you're also going to be beginning to face some kind of fear, and this could be related to imposter syndrome with Venus in the 10th, maybe taking on a more front and center with your business, perhaps putting your face out there if you have a business more, or perhaps being seen at work or going for promotion, or mingling with the higher ups or something like that, Libra. Maybe facing a fear, like an imposter syndrome fear or something like that, is happening for you around the time of this new moon. Let's get you a card. The Death and Rebirth card. This is the new moon in the 8th house, so there definitely could be with the new beginning, because the 8th house is the house of death, but it doesn't necessarily mean real death. It can be metaphorical, because this is also death and rebirth. Everyone fears this card. I feel like a lot of you could have been letting go of something in order to facilitate something new. So this new moon is simply a time where you may be letting go of some stuff, letting go of some baggage to incorporate the new beginning, the new energy that's going to come in and flow in this area. There's so much there, and with having eclipses in those sectors, Libra, it may be that you did have to let go of something, and now this new moon is asking you to consider what you would like to fill its space. That's what I have for you. I'll talk to you soon. Scorpio, this new moon is happening in your 7th house of relationships and partnerships. So Scorpio, for those of you that are single, there could absolutely be a new relationship on the horizon. If there's nobody in your life, this might be a good time to set those intentions to figure out what you want from a partnership, because Jupiter being there over the next year is going to help you grow and develop in that area. So there could be a new relationship on the horizon for you. This could even be a new best friend. This could be a new business partner. And I want to bet with Venus being in the 9th house, this could be somebody who is from a different background to you, maybe a different religious background, maybe someone from a different country, maybe someone who is at a distance to you. And it could also be that you meet this person traveling, or while they're traveling, or you are traveling to see them. Whatever the case may be, Scorpio, with the 9th house, there does seem to be something at a bit of distance or difference there. With the 9th house, you could also meet them through education, taking a course or something like that. If you're in a relationship, you might be planning a trip with a partner. There could be a new beginning in your relationship life or a new beginning in your partner's life that's going to affect you. And this can also be a great time if you work with clients to attract in new clients, Scorpio, especially ones that are at a distance, ones from different countries, with Jupiter being in your 7th house for the next year. Let's see what we have for you, Scorpio. Oh, Two of Wands and the Eight of Swords. Okay, cool. So what I'm getting from this, Scorpio, is that you have new adventures on the horizon. The Two of Wands can be a partnership card, but with the Two of Wands, I feel as though with Venus being in the 9th house and it being Jupiter, there may be a distance to this person. It could require a road trip, or it could require traveling, and this might be something that makes you a bit anxious or a bit nervous if you're beginning a new relationship. Or you could have a partner that's going to be, say they get a new job, they have to travel a lot for work. This could be something that is making you nervous or scared. But Scorpio, what I'm seeing with this is that this new beginning, this new chapter offers the opportunity for more growth, more expansion, and more adventure in your life, rather than something to be nervous or worried about. That's what I have for you, Scorpio, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Sagittarius, we have a new beginning for you in your 6th house of work. There could be a new job on the horizon, there could be new faces at work, you could get new employees, new colleagues, there could be a new role up for grabs in your everyday work, Sagittarius. There could be a new chapter in your work life beginning at this time. There can also be a new chapter in your health, how you exercise, how you work out, and new chapters in your routine that you're beginning around this time. The ruler of this new moon is Venus. Venus is in your 8th house, so it feels as though this may be something that you might bring some kind of benefits from other people financially. So perhaps you're starting a new job where there's really good benefits, there's really good healthcare, or there's really good insurance plans or insurance policies in place, perhaps, Sagittarius. But it may also be that you're finding that you want to start looking after your body so that you feel better and more confident psychologically. You're noticing the way that you eat, the way that you exercise is affecting your mood and your mentality, and perhaps is helping you work through some stuff that is challenging for you on a psychological level. And you're finding new ways to work with it, to cope with it, and to deal with any anxieties or fears you may be facing based on your routine, Sagittarius, based on your wellness. This is an area you're going to expand over the next year. We have so much in your 6th house, so focusing on your health is key. It is priority, Sagittarius. We have the Emperor. That's really interesting. So I do feel like when it comes to work, especially because there's a chess piece here, I feel like you might be making moves within your workplace. There could be changes. Perhaps there's going to be a new boss. Perhaps there's going to be new employees, new colleagues, whatever. I do feel like there are changes for you, Sagittarius, coming up in your work. That is what I have for you, and I will talk to you soon. Capricorn, welcome to the new moon in Taurus for your sign. So Capricorn, this new moon is happening in your 5th house of love and romance and pleasure and joy and fun and happiness. And the ruler of this new moon is in your 7th house. Venus is in Cancer. So I feel like for a lot of you, if you're single, this could be a new beginning in your romantic life that's quite exciting. You could meet someone quite special, someone who maybe with Venus being in Cancer actually has long-term potential. They could be very caring, very nurturing. If you're already dating someone, this could be a new chapter in dating them, or maybe you're pairing up on something. Maybe you're going exclusive, official, or maybe you're working together in some capacity. It can also be that if you're in a relationship or you're married already, you're incorporating more love and joy and fun and romance into your relationship, Capricorn. This can also be a new time creatively. It can be a time when you're beginning a new creative project, maybe with a business partner, with Venus in the 7th. And it can also be a time of pregnancy. So if you are trying to conceive, this could be a good time to conceive or set the intention. Jupiter is going to be in your 5th house for the year. So this 5th house is going to be expanding and growing. And expanding and growing in the 5th house can be pregnancy for a lot of people. Or it can also be a positive new chapter in the life of your children. Okay, yes, of course. So we have the Page of Cups and the Three of Pentacles. Maybe something, if you have kids, going on really well for them in school, or if you work with kids, there's going to be something really fun and collaborative. If, say, you're a teacher or something like that, Capricorn, there does seem to be working with children, or, maybe creating something with kids. If you want to get more creative, spend time with kids, paint, play, just like embrace your inner child around this time. And I also feel like for those of you that are single, if you do meet somebody, it could be in a group setting with the Three of Pentacles, it could be through work, it could be through um, teams, groups, something like that, where you're working on something together or collaborating with others. Capricorn, that's what I have for you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Aquarius. Aquarius, we have new beginnings happening for you when it comes to your home, your family, and property. Perhaps you are purchasing a home. Perhaps you are selling a home. Perhaps you are buying a new property. Perhaps there is some sort of new beginning when it comes to property matters or family matters. There's a whole new beginning. And this is going to give way to a lot of expansion over the next year because Jupiter is in this house now. So you could be buying your dream home, expanding, renovating your home, redecorating your home, enjoying your home or expanding your property portfolio or something like that, or expanding your family, Aquarius. And this new moon is the beginning of that. Now, with Venus being the ruler of this new moon and Venus being in the sixth, I think for a lot of you, maybe you're planning to work from home now. If you have a home office, if you have a home working space with Venus being there, maybe you're planning to redecorate it, spruce it up, make it prettier, make it more um, make it a nicer place to work, somewhere that you really enjoy. It can also be that you're perhaps going to start having people from work over to your property or your home, or perhaps you have some new routines coming up in your house and you're having to give your kid a list of chores that they have to do to pull their weight around the home. Something like that, Aquarius. But I do see new beginnings and new happenings in your home and your family sector, particularly over the next year. We have the Wheel of Fortune. These are destined. There could be destined changes happening for you around this time, Aquarius. Maybe something really quite big is happening with that fixed T-square of Mars, Jupiter, and Pluto, because you're included in that. Having Pluto in your sign, there could be some destined fated changes still in store for you, even though we're out of eclipse season. So pay attention to some destined events, fate taking the wheel. But I do feel the Wheel of Fortune, dare I say, is a pretty lucky serendipitous card. So there might be some big fortunate event headed your way. That's what I have for you, Aquarius, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Pisces, this new moon is happening in your third house, and Jupiter has just entered your third house. Over the next year, and perhaps you're thinking about it around the time of this new moon, you might get a new car. With Jupiter being there, it could be quite a flashy vehicle. You might get a new car, you might get a new phone, new gadget, a new laptop, something like this that is going to be worth the investment because it might help when it comes to your work or when it comes to your image, maybe something that you're really proud of. This can also be a new chapter when it comes to a sibling, when it comes to a cousin, an aunt, an uncle, an extended family member, a new chapter in your relationship to them, or a new chapter of your life within your neighborhood. Pisces, perhaps you're starting to get involved in something with your local neighborhood. You could also be planning an important short trip or short adventure at this time, or a short course, a class, or a workshop. And with the ruler Venus being in your fifth house, it could be that you're taking a workshop or a class that's very creative. It's very good for your creativity, your happiness, your joy. It might also be good for your love life. So you might, if you're taking a class, you might meet somebody there. You might meet someone through your local neighborhood. You might meet someone on a short trip or something like that. With this being such a romantic placement, Venus being in the fifth house. It could also be that you're going to take a class or a workshop in something you really love to do, something that makes you happy, makes you feel joy, makes you feel love. And you could also be perhaps starting something creative with a sibling or a neighbor or someone in your extended family, Pisces. There can be important communication when it comes to your romantic life with Venus being in the fifth house. Maybe you get asked out on a date. Maybe you're communicating with a love interest at this time, or you get some sort of message. Knight of Swords, you could absolutely get some sort of message. You just saw that the Knight of Cups is actually underneath that too. So there could be romantic, oh my goodness, and the Lovers. There could be romantic communication for you, Pisces, with Venus ruling this new moon and being in the fifth house. So pay attention to who is messaging you at this time. If you're in a relationship, pay attention to how you're communicating with the person. But for a lot of you, I think you could be, if you're single, meeting someone through school, classes, workshops, short trips, your neighborhood even. Jupiter going through Taurus will trine your seventh house in its cycle as well, which can definitely bring about relationships. But I do feel like for a lot of you, there could be romantic communication going on at this time. so nosy. I just saw 6 of Cups, 10 of Cups underneath. So there could be definitely some communication going on for you at this time, Pisces, when it comes to your love life, with Venus being in the 5th and also Mars being in the 5th, sextiling this new moon. It feels as though there could be someone maybe taking action towards you, or someone communicating their feelings towards you, or something like that, Pisces. As I say, if you're in a relationship, it's focusing on how you communicate as a pair, and how you communicate about your wants, your needs, your expectations, and what makes you happy in your relationship. That's what I have for you, Pisces, and I'll talk to you soon.